Welcome to this week's segment of Dialogue Houston. I'm your host, Lawrence Payne. To our regular viewing audience, welcome. We have a great show planned for you today. We're going to be looking at two great aspects of Houston, of community life, and how we can help you in different ways be happy and get happy, be fulfilled, be joyful. One is through music. Music is life. Music is joy. Music is happiness. Music is community. Music is about the soul of the human being. Music is the thing that we all should have in our lives. We should have it in many different ways and aspects. We should use it as a way to help us express who we are. I'm just so happy and proud to have Amber Cloud on, who is the founder of the Computer Music Room, where you can come and be part of the experience. Amber, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
This is a great idea and concept. This is something that you have been working on, planning with, and having great creativity and fun in producing. So tell us all about this.
So basically, the Computer Music Room is a place where people can connect, create, and collaborate with each other. I'm going to have stations set up where people can create their own music, and I'll have my equipment. It's going to be similar to like a gym where you can pretty much have your musical workout. If you already understand how to use the equipment, you can come in and use it. Also, if you need more help, I'll have classes in music production, home recording, and songwriting.
So you can create your own music.
Yes.
You can create your own music that you can use in many ways for your fitness routine, for your study routine, for your whatever it may be.
Yeah. Exactly.
And it really can, you can tailor make it to who you are as that unique human being.
Exactly. Yep.
That's creative. It's fun.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of fun.
And I'm sure that people really get into it.
Yes.
I mean, they may be a little, if they haven't used or been around that equipment and used it before, they may be a little hesitant, tentative when they get started, but I'm sure once they get into it, it's on.
Yeah. I think there's a reason why there's so many people who want to become music artists. And even if they don't go after it as a career, it's something that is special about being able to create your own music. And
everyone, there's a saying that everyone has a song within them.
Exactly. Yep.
And the question is, this just helps you get it out.
Yep. Exactly. And that's the biggest thing that I teach with my classes is not so much teaching you the program, teaching you music theory and things like that. It's pretty much showing you where the music come from, and that's from inside yourself, and pulling it out of you and putting it on these different tools that you can create your own music.
And now with computers, this has made this entirely different enterprise.
Yeah. And the biggest thing with computers, I think a lot of people are purists and they talk about analog only and things like that. But because of the computer, it opens up the door for so many different people to be able to create their own music, and they don't have to go through so many barriers just to get it recorded, just to get it, you know, into the computer and then out into like SoundCloud or Facebook or wherever they want to show people.
And now with computers, you can do multiple tracks and you can layer it.
Unlimited. There's no limit to how many tracks you can have on there.
I love it.
Yeah.
And when you leave, you'll actually leave with your own disc or your own drive?
Well, honestly, it's just MP3, so you can email it to yourself.
It's loaded up automatic.
Yeah, exactly.
See, this is just so exciting because it makes it, not only is relatively simple and easy to do, but it also makes it exciting because everyone can be so unique in their own aspect of this.
And that's another thing, like when I was first doing it, there's other music producers and songwriters and recording engineers, and a lot of times I'll go to different people and ask them, like, you know, how do you do this? How do you do this? And they wanted to keep all the information to themselves. They didn't want to tell anybody their secrets. But for me, I feel like nobody can be a duplicate of you.
Right.
If you create it, even if you're inspired by somebody else, it's not going to be the same.
Exactly.
It's never going to be the same because you're different.
Right.
So it's always going to be different.
So tell us a little bit about your background. How did you get into this?
Well, I first started writing songs when I was 10 years old. I actually struggled with reading and writing in school, and I was told that I would never make it in junior high English because I wasn't good at reading and writing. And then that summer, I actually started to get lyrics, and then I'd write down my favorite lyrics, and then words that I didn't understand, I'd have to look it up in the dictionary. And then by doing that, I actually learned how to read and write, because in order to write music, you have to understand what the words mean and how to use the words, and that's what literacy is. So I didn't even know that while I was there, and then after that, I was good at reading and writing, and then that became my passion, is reading and writing. So I do that all the time. So that's how it started for me, with songwriting. And then I got into music production when I was about 12. I had a little keyboard. I had no idea what I was doing. And it took me a while, but I mean, years and years and years, and asking several questions and taking private classes, and now I'm ready to teach other people.
And you play instruments as well?
Yes. So, and I didn't start really playing instruments until after I graduated high school.
You learned it,
I started playing piano when I was like 19, and guitar at 19. And I also played drums. I started playing drums when I was in junior high, but piano and guitar was after.
So that musical itch and bug and scratch and feeling that we all have in us, we can let it out. We can express it. We can get it out in many ways now.
Yeah. Exactly. And I feel like that's the beauty of it, because you don't have to be like a musician. You don't have to go to school for music to be able to create your own music, which some people don't like.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I feel like it's something that everybody should be able to have. They should have access to it.
So all these frustrated singers who sing in the shower only, you can now put it down on tracks.
Yeah. And even if you're the only one that listens to it, I mean, at least you have something.
Well, pleasure is it's yours.
Yeah,
it's yours.
exactly.
It's yours.
Yeah.
And there is a communal aspect of this. It is not just about the individual, it's about bridging and connecting community together.
Yeah, and that was big for me, because as a computer musician, I'll call myself, there's not really a computer music band. I mean, you can come up with a music production team, but a lot of it is you're in your room by yourself making music.
Right.
And that is isolating, because if you're making music in a vacuum, you don't know whether it's good or not. And you can't really feed off of other people and be inspired. So when there's a community of musicians and places where they can go, even if they're not, like amazing guitar players and things like that, where they can just meet other people that's like-minded, I feel like there's something very powerful about that.
So let's just go back a little bit to the 60s and 50s and 70s. When we thought about community coming together at the music studio, people used to come and hang out.
Yeah.
And they get creative, and they would sing, and they would do doodaps, and the little 3 or 4 part harmony groups who've been hanging on the street corner talking, would come over to the studio on a Saturday and record.
Yeah, and
it's going back to that kind of...
Yeah, and if you go back further, but before the record industry, which people forget did exist, because records were created at some point. The only way you could hear music is if you played it. Before the radio, you had to have somebody in the family that created music, and you would come together as a family and make your own music. Or you would read music, and that's the only way you would have access to music. So I feel like now it's going back to a place where everyday people can create their own music and come together as a community.
Ouldn't it be neat to see a family sitting around together listening to the music that they created?
Yeah.
It's like the old concept of family and community around going even further back, the Victrola.
Yeah.
When you would listen to your 33.5, 45, or 78s. I know a lot of you young people don't even have an idea what we're talking about here, but that was records and that was vinyl.
Yeah.
But now the computer has made it so easy and simple for everyone to do.
Yeah. Okay.
Tell us where and how we can find you and get hold of you and all that good stuff.
Well, you can call me at 832-504-1355.
All right.
It's going to be located at the Shape Community Center on Alameda Road, so 3903 Alameda Road.
Okay.
And it's going to be inside that building. It's called the Computer Music Room.
All right.
And that's where you can find me.
Alameda, which is almost on the corner of Alabama and Alameda. You can't miss it. And the studio will be in there. The Computer Music Room will be right there. And you can call or email, find out the times when you can come over yourself. Yep. Is it by appointment only, or are you going to...
For right now, it's appointment only.
Okay, that was important to mention, so you can come and make your appointment and come and be there. Amber, I think this is just such a great idea and concept.
Yeah, thank you.
It is one that I'm sure not only our audience, but others will avail themselves of, because it's just a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
I mean, we all have that music something in us, whether we know it or not. We do, and some do, and a lot of people I know are just frustrated musicians or singers who want to get it out, and this is a simple, easy way to get it out. We look forward to the growth of this. I'm sure it will catch on and grow. We're going to follow you and your work with the Computer Music Room, and really make it something that we can do that engages a whole lot of people. Thank you for coming on Dialogue Houston. We're going to stay in contact, and we'll follow up with the work that you're doing.